I'm on day 13 of Toni Fine's 6-week challenge, and let me tell you, I think it can be for you, but it ain't no game. Hey friend, hey, I'm Ladacia, and I just wanted to share my experience that I've been having with the Toni Fine 6-week challenge. Yes, I got the book, and I've been following it. We'll talk about how I've been feeling in this journey and some tips and tricks that I think could help anyone who may start in the future. So for anyone who doesn't know, the Fine Fitness 6-week transformation guide is a 6-week challenge that involves two parts. There's a detox part for 14 days, and then there's the nutrition plus fitness section. The first 2 weeks are just detox. You walk for 30 minutes a day, but that's all the exercise that's required. You drink your 90 ounces of water, and then you eat 5 times a day. Then you're following up with exercise, I believe 3 or 4 days a week. That starts next week for me. And still nutrition as well. And then you still keep your 30 minutes of walking a day. The reason I wanted to try this challenge is because I wanted to restart or kick off my health journey again. I have been slacking. I was doing good like mid-fall to late fall, and then right around Thanksgiving I fell out, Lord. So I wanted to jump back in, and I was hoping by the end of this challenge I could get back to the weight I was when I was already still on a losing journey. How it's been going. Theme song would be Got a Condo on My Neck, y'all. I'm crashing out. I am just... It's not, okay, I'm not crashing out for the reason that most people probably would. The way the detox section works is for 14 days, you eat the exact same thing every meal for 14 days. So you're having 5 meals a day, and it does not remix, it does not switcheroo too much for 14 days. Same ingredients, and it's like 1 to 3 ingredients per meal. You can only get so creative. That has not been the part that's killing me. What's been killing me softly is the amount of time I have to spend in the kitchen. Your girl does not like to cook. Prior to this challenge, y'all, I would make chia seed pudding for breakfast. So that's something I can put together in the morning real quick, 2 minutes tops. Lunch was a wrap. I didn't get fancy with the ingredients. I didn't get fancy with the sauces. I would buy the meat from the deli section. And then dinner, I would actually make dinner, but it wasn't very creative. It was like a meat and 2 sides, very basic. And it's just because my heart's not in the kitchen these days. It's just not my genre, my ministry. So to go from that to having to prep 5 meals a day. And this isn't just like, oh, you eat the same thing each time. Some of the ingredients repeat, but to prep, I had to make turkey, chicken, and fish that would be for 14 days. And I wish we never did it. And I wish we never loved it. Like, I felt like I was upset that I challenged myself to do this. Like, no one signed me up for this. So that's something to keep in mind if you don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen. Oh, you will. Because you're not only cooking, you're also having to clean all the dishes that you use to make those meals. So that's just been my spare time. Making a little bit of content, spending a lot of time in the kitchen. I feel like this was made for the work from home entrepreneur girly. Some of the wins I would say for this challenge is I don't mind eating the same thing. I've gotten used to that in the past. So I wasn't like extremely tempted to cheat on my diet. I have not cheated once, and I did not give up through the mental mini breakdowns that I was having. I do feel lighter. I feel less bloated. The scale is moving, so that's nice. I was 151 when I started, so I've lost 4 pounds since starting the challenge, and it's only been 2 weeks. I can't tell you the last diet I've done where I've lost 2 pounds a week. I don't even know if that has ever happened. Not with you actually eating too, because granted, you're eating 5 times a day. But yes, I was just the most surprised of how taxing being in the kitchen really was for me. Now we're about to start the remaining 4 weeks where I am working out, and you get more food options actually. She kind of recommends that you eat the same things for like day 1 through 4, 5 through 9, 10 through 14, up through the 30 days. And she gives different meals for each. So that's about 6 options. And you can switch out what you want if you prefer. I'm going to pick the leastest cookingest things that I can. So that way I can not spend all my time in the kitchen. I will repeat proteins instead of 3 different ones. And meal 5 is looking really nice. Like, it's dessert and protein bars and stuff for meal 5. Whereas meal 5 before was dinner. So I'm very intrigued and excited for this next phase. But weeks 1 and 2 definitely felt like hazing. What I really like about this program is she gives it all to you. There's no thinking. It's less thinking, more doing. And y'all know I love to say that on this channel. If you are vegan, gluten-free, vegetarian, pescatarian, you eat regular, she gives you the food options for all of that. And then once you get to the working out phase, she gives you the food options for if you're at 1,500 calories, 1,800 calories, even like up to 3,000 calories. Like, she makes it plain, okay? There's nothing stopping you other than you from completing this because she's made it a book for everyone. Here are some recommendations for starting this challenge, things that I would have done differently had I been here before. But you know, it's my first time. Ooh. Number 1, plan on being in that kitchen. Plan on it. Mentally prepare. I would recommend having a partner through this journey. So if you got a roommate who would like to help you with cooking, if you got a friend who could come over, if you have a life partner who can help you with that journey, it would be so useful because you're making a lot more food. To me, and y'all could tell me if I'm wrong. If you've done this challenge before, let me know in the comments. But to me, you're making a lot more food than usual. I don't think I've eaten 16 ounces of meat a day. Like, that's a lot to prep. For 14 days, it would be so helpful if you had someone who could help you with that. It would save you time. It would help you with cleaning up the dishes. Like, highly recommend a meal prep date. You can come over. You could provide drinks and they can help you. Y'all could do a movie night. While y'all watch the movie, y'all prep. Like, you can make it cutesy, but I highly recommend having help. Number 2, if you are someone who's not used to eating the same thing every day, I recommend starting with food you already make and like. Try it out. Get used to the idea of eating the same exact thing for 14 days. Mind you, after the 14 days, it remixes heavily. But those first few days, you got to do what you got to do. So instead of starting the challenge, first eat the same thing for 4 days, even if it's just one meal. There's a lot of people I know who will be like, oh, I can't eat leftovers. I don't eat leftovers because I can't eat the same thing twice. You're going to need to practice. To make it easy, I went ahead and took a picture of the page. I'm sure that would be common sense for most people, but I think taking a picture of the detox page just helped me when I'm trying to quickly get my life together or keeping the book open and on the right page. There's no sense in adding an extra step of overwhelm when you're trying to prepare your 5 meals for the day, especially when you don't work from home. And I work a 9 to 5, okay? You're having to eat every 3 hours, so you're going to have to prepare those meals, whether you do it all on one day for half the week, like twice a week, or if you're doing it nightly. I would do it before the day starts. For those of you who like to grab and go for breakfast, go ahead and practice building in extra time to cook your meal in the morning, because I don't think you want pre-prepped avocado toast with egg. I don't think that's your ministry. And if it is, no judgment, but that ain't for me. One tip my friend gave me today, and I wish I would have talked to her 13 days ago. Prep everything for all the 14 days and just put it in the freezer. And then if you're cooking them in batches for the set of 4 or 5 days, at least you don't have to do any more prepping. You just have to cook. And I think that would be so useful. I don't know where she was when I needed her. I think I just needed to experience this for myself. But feel free, God, to give me a real reason. Give me a reason. Post-production Daisy here. If you can afford to, lean into convenience. Now that it's been 14 days, I should have just been eating off of plastic, at least for my home meals, because the amount of dishes is insane. Maybe I could have got those throwaway Tupperware things just for during the challenge to make it easier. Another way I leaned into convenience is I use the closest grocery store, even though it's more expensive, but I don't like to drive. So I know that that's just one barrier, one thing bothering me, one thing that I can lighten my mental load for. Whatever thing you don't like about it, just remember that you're going for convenience during a stressful time and that it's a predefined, guaranteed short amount of time. Another thing was to give yourself grace. I didn't cheat on my diet, but I did not make all 5 meals every day. I barely made the water goal 3 times. I barely walked. So the fact that I lost weight is very surprising. I tried to catch up last weekend a little bit, but I did nowhere near the exact amount what I was supposed to do. I did not cheat, but I did not hit the mark, quote unquote. And I had to be okay with that. Now, if you cheat, she said you should start over. And I kind of agree with that. Since you're supposed to be detoxing your body, you're kind of messing that system or process up. But give yourself grace for sure. And the last thing is I keep a shopping list on in my kitchen. So as I'm meal prepping and cooking and prepping the meals in the containers, maybe the night before, I can notice when I'm running low on things. So once it's time to go to the store, I just take a picture of it on the fridge. Let me see. See, it's right there on that list. And then I don't have to use my memory because, baby, it's fried. It's fried. And my last tip would be to remember, you can do hard things, okay? It's temporary. I crashed out several times. I complained all 13 days. But I knew that it was temporary. It's 2 weeks out of the 50-something weeks in a year. The entire challenge is 6 weeks. We've already done 6 weeks of 2026. So what's another 6 weeks with intentionality? It's very temporary. The crash out is temporary. Restricting what you want to eat is temporary. The time spent in the kitchen is temporary. I am doing this challenge because I want to transform my life this year in many different ways. And I was ready to start with my fitness. So I keep that in mind. I remember my why, and I've pushed through. I'm glad I made this at the 14-day mark, y'all, because you wouldn't have seen anything positive 7 days ago. And that's okay. I own it. But I look forward to checking in on week 4. If you have any questions that you'd like me to answer, leave them in the comments. If you really like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It would recommend it to other people who are interested in the same topic. And if there's anything else you'd like to see on my page, let me know. Let me know. Love you, mean it. Bye.